You're watching KARE 11 News in high definition. This is KARE 11 News at 6.
You just get really tired and frustrated and it kind of stinks, to be honest.
A Twin Cities boy in the middle of chemotherapy battling cancer. Tonight, how you can help Owen and others like him. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us for a special edition of KARE 11 News at 6. Each year, more children in the U.S. die from cancer than any other disease.
However, 75% of children diagnosed with cancer are ultimately cured, and one of the treatments of childhood cancer is having a bone marrow transplant, and there is a huge need for bone marrow donors, and tonight we're going to have more on that procedure for you and how you can join the Be The Match National Bone Marrow Registry. But first, we want to introduce you to 8-year-old Owen. He's fighting a courageous battle against leukemia and desperately needs a bone marrow transplant.
Wires, tubes, medication, and masks, among a flurry of doctors and nurses, is where little 8-year-old Owen has spent too much time.
I don't like to see him hooked up to all those tubes.
Owen was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia at age 3, and he's been in and out of chemotherapy and remission ever since.
It's just crazy, it's just like every couple hours you have to take 5 pills, and it's just like you can never get a break.
Owen thought he got that break about 1.5 years ago when he hit a streak where the cancer seemed gone. And for a time, this little boy was like any other.
Yeah, I'm just a huge all-around sports fan. I like to play all different sports like soccer, football, and basketball.
Feeding off Owen's energy, the Pilots continued their life mission of further strengthening an already close-knit family.
We just try to do everything together, and we've had just some amazing moments in our life that have come about through all this.
One of those moments came this past summer when the Pilots took a seemingly healthy Owen on a trip to Italy, saw the sights, and enjoyed the great food.
One was actually a French fry and hot dog pizza. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you've got to be an 8-year-old to like that.
Yeah, it was good though.
But the laughter would fade soon after coming home.
Lots of bruising.
Mother's intuition. I just kind of had.
He was a little tired too.
Yeah,
he was off.
Off. That's what we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The cancer was back. The chemo had not worked, and the shock of what was to come set in.
And now we're at a point where all of a sudden bone marrow transplant is our only option.
When the chemo fails, the next last best hope, say doctors, is what Owen is prepping for on this day when we met.
I know that if he's going to get better, that's the way he's going to get better.
If doctors can get him back into remission with more chemo and medication, and only if, Owen will become eligible for a transplant.
It's hard enough now, to want to do laundry or pay bills or work for him, but you have to.
Right.
So you just have to be hopeful.
Owen's going to find out next week if this latest round of chemotherapy is going to make him strong enough to endure the rigors of a bone marrow transplant. That is a risky procedure. It could leave him highly susceptible to potentially fatal infections. Owen's doctors tell us that there's a 30 to 40% chance the transplant will work, but without it, there is virtually no chance at all that he'll survive. And that's why your decision to donate bone marrow is so important. If you'd like to help give children like Owen and other patients a fighting chance tonight, you can learn about that opportunity by calling our phone banks and learning how to become a bone marrow donor. There is no cost to register to become a donor, and the numbers to call are 651-989-CARE or toll free at 888-546-8811.